Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Muhammad Siddique from Atlanta. Today, I have a special guest, founder and president at innovative food tech company, Garrett Lang. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Garrett Lang. Garrett, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, Mohammed.
Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
So before I married my wife, when I was dating, I wanted to impress the women that I dated by sharing great tasting food with them. So I would read 50 to 100 reviews of the restaurant and look for what menu item did many people say was good. And then I'd go to that restaurant, I'd order that food. It was always really good, but it took like an hour of research just to order one menu item. And so I came up with the idea of rating individual menu items, which is where the name plate rate comes from, because we rate plates.
Oh my God. Wonderful. That's an amazing story. What are the top three reasons why do people fail based on your experience?
I think one is too much ego, and people with too much ego don't listen, and not listening is really the theme of the three things that I'm going to say. One is not listening to team members when they point out flaws or blind spots. You have to be willing to go with the best idea, even if you're not the one that comes up with it, in order to be successful. And just because you're the boss doesn't mean you have to always be right. And so that's number one. Number two is not listening to customers and what they like most about your product. Really, customers are the people that we're building the product for. So, we want to make sure that customers are happy. And I try very hard to get feedback from customers on a regular basis. Lots of people don't listen to customers because, again, too much ego, I think, or other reasons. And then the last one is the opposite of that, is listening too much. You can't just do what everybody says. And so entrepreneurship is striking a balance between making sure you listen to everybody, but also making sure that, you're brutally honest with yourself and those around you about what's the best path forward. And so I think you have to listen a lot, but not, only listen, if that makes sense. So it's a balance.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
So when I first launched Playrate, a very polite 70-something-year-old or 60-something-year-old gentleman said it was very easy to use, and I believed him. This is the listening too much side, because I wanted to hear that, and it turned out he was just being polite. We were nowhere near user-friendly enough. And once I got feedback from other people on a regular basis that we were not user-friendly enough, I realized he was just being polite. But I did launch a marketing campaign when we were not nearly user friendly enough. I think we're in a good spot now, but it'll get better with time as well. But yeah, that was the probably a failure that I'm hopefully recovering from now. So.
What are your top three success reasons the others can model from?
So I think one is be generous. The more generous you are with people that you work with, the more reason they have to support you in your business. And number two is be compassionate. If someone doesn't do something, ask why instead of getting angry at them. There's usually a good reason. And I think asking why will help you understand it. When you don't understand someone else's perspective, to me, it's better to ask why than to lose one's temper. And you really want to help them help you. And number three is be open-minded. You want to listen to understand other people and why they think what they think in all topics, not just in business, but understanding other people's perspective is the best way to learn new things. Listening to them with an open mind.
What motivates you within?
So really, increasing happiness and decreasing harm are my primary motivators. I just want to help people be more successful and decrease the amount of harm that comes in the world.
What is your company's motto?
So we have a few, and we're iterating on this one. We say eat, rate, get rewarded. We also had helping you find the food you love. But both of those are contenders. And then we had one more. I'm blanking on it. It's in our videos though. So watch the videos on the website.
Who is your ideal client?
So ideal client is restaurants that want a seat at the table and to be part of the most innovative and generous food tech company that are willing to work with us as we get traction. So that's on the restaurant side. Customers that want a lot of free food to try the best tasting food at a restaurant that will be patient with us while we're in beta, which is where we are, and that will tell me about bugs. I often reward people who tell me about bugs with free food. So there's something in it for everyone to tell me about bugs, because if you do, you'll get some free food for that.
How do you find your ideal clients?
We go door to door to restaurants, phone calls and in-person visits that for area like regions that we're targeting, and we go door to door for restaurants, and we also are working on marketing for consumers. Although we're largely relying on word of mouth, we give customers $10 in free food to share plate rate with other customers, and so we really want to grow organically from customers sharing us with their friends.
How do you deliver a 5-star client experience?
For that, it's a matter of having our customer solutions team, prepared to do whatever it takes to give a consumer a good experience. And so we really want to give white glove service, and we try to call customers after an order whenever possible to ask them what their experience was like and if there's anything we could do to be better.
How do you convert your clients into your brand ambassadors?
So, by helping them earn the most free food and asking whether or not they're satisfied, we also have a rewards program for brand ambassadors where we give brand ambassadors a portion of the money that we make from people that they refer to the app. And so clients that want to get more involved with the company can actually be rewarded financially for being a brand ambassador for the company. And so first we want to have them have that 5-star experience, and then we want to convert them to be a brand ambassador.
We are about to move into lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
Yep.
What are you grateful for today?
The opportunity to run my own company with a more generous and compassionate culture.
How do you start your day?
I check my list of things to do for the day, and I start at the top of the list, which is the most important one, and work my way down.
How young are you?
43 years young.
Garrett, you are not 43. You are 18 years old. Rest is all experience.
Sorry, say that again?
You are 18 years old. Rest is all experience.
Agreed. I still feel 18 sometimes. My body tells me otherwise.
Yeah. What you want to do when you grow up?
So, I ultimately want to be a serial entrepreneur and found a bunch of innovative and generous companies.
What is your plan to achieve your goal?
So get traction with play rate and make it a revenue generating company that empowers me to start other companies in other spaces and be very innovative in the food tech space and be a restaurant's best friend in the industry.
How will you feel in case you don't achieve your goal?
So I have a philosophy that I get from Buddhism, which is non-attachment. So if I don't achieve the goal, I just set the next goal and start trying to achieve that and look forward to that. I don't think that it's wise to be disappointed by not achieving your goal.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
So by not being disappointed and looking critically and being brutally honest about what went wrong and how do I do better next time, I look at challenges as an opportunity to learn. And so any challenge that comes my way, I try to learn from and move forward stronger for it.
What is the advice you will give to a younger yourself?
Probably would have said to start a company a little bit earlier in life. I started my company about 6 years ago, and so I would say start a company earlier, and I probably would have learned more faster. Although I did learn a ton at the companies that I worked with, so I didn't do bad, but I think starting a company earlier would have been better.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
So I think it's got to be something that they're willing to let you take a risk on. And if you explain to them the positives of when you're going to be successful, then you can motivate them for the freedom, the financial freedom that entrepreneurial success will bring.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
So, my biggest mentor actually just passed a couple of years ago. So I'm still looking for who my current my current mentor will be. And I would say they had a huge impact on my life in terms of personal and professional development. And they are missed.
Why being impactful is important to you?
I think we all have a responsibility to do good in the world, and so my goal is to create a company that's very fair and treats people respectfully, and really creates a motivation for people to start generous companies.
How can we support you?
So I would love feedback on playrate.com, and for people to use the app and give me feedback in using it. We're in New York and New Jersey right now, and any feedback that will help us improve the website is appreciated. And I will, people that want to get more involved can reach out to me at garrett@playrate.com, and I would love to chat with anyone interested.
What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
I really enjoyed it.
What would you say as a final word?
I would say if anyone, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If anyone likes our mission of doing good in the world and empowering employees, and wants to talk about win-win ways of collaborating, our ways of collaborating are usually revenue share and equity based for US people. And I would love to chat with anyone interested in being a brand ambassador, bringing restaurants onto the platform, or finding other ways to collaborate.
Thank you so much, Garrett, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Muhammad Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Thanks so much for having me.